draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we'll stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we'll stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let us stay our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide.
There's plenty of seats in the front if anybody wants to come on in. Welcome to Second Unitarian Church. I am Courtney Anderson, a member of the Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are she and her. Today we are in person at the Admiral at the Lake, the 2U Sanctuary, and continuing to meet virtually using Zoom. We're glad you are here, whichever way you are attending. If you are in the sanctuary and would benefit from noise-canceling headphones, we have one pair for adults and one for children. Please see our tech team in the back. As we navigate varying needs for health and wellness, particularly related to COVID, we welcome you to wear a mask. We have masks available at the table as you enter the building. We especially welcome newcomers and visitors this morning. Finding a new community and making new connections can be challenging. Please know that we are excited to have you and look forward to getting to know you. Following service, coffee and snacks are available in the Palmer Room just outside of our sanctuary. You can also go upstairs to the loft for more space. An elevator is available. Please remember to bring plates and cups back down to the kitchen. One way to get to know new people and see old friends is to help with cleanup in the kitchen following coffee hour. We can always use more helping hands. Friends, we want to remind you that the sounds of children are always welcome during our service. Our worship today is led by Reverend Jason Lydon, along with Jennifer Kronk as worship associate. Music is provided by our 2U Music Ministry. Our time together requires a large group of people who make possible the worship, religious education, music, and technical production. As we greet our neighbor, let us do so by offering an elbow bump. This is the time to take a moment and greet your neighbor. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
This we live. That was quick.
We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of youth and adults and children, a people of many beliefs and traditions, bound not by the specific list of things we believe, but by the values we share, where we keep love at the center. Whether you are joining us for the first time or for the thousandth time, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God some of the time, all of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. Whatever your race, whomever you love, whichever way you move in the world, however much money is in your pocket, you are welcome here. I invite you, when you feel ready, to take a breath in and out. Now please rise in body and spirit and join in singing our congregational hymn, Spirit of Life. Please remain risen and join me in reciting our covenant. We covenant to build a community that challenges us to grow and empowers us to honor the truth within ourselves. We will be generous with our gifts and honest in our communication, holding faithful to a love that embraces both diversity and conflict. Called by our living tradition, we will nurture spirituality within a vision of the eternal, living out our inner convictions through struggles for justice and acts of compassion.
You can be seated. In just a moment, Ryan here in the sanctuary and Harris at the Admiral will light our chalices, the symbol of our faith. As this flame burns brightly before us, may we be filled with the light of love, gratitude, and humility. This flame can ignite our commitment to this living tradition of ours. May we be emboldened to live into our faith fiercely.
Please join us in singing Be Ours a Religion. religion, which like sunshine was everywhere, its temple space, its shrine the good heart, its creed all truth, its ritual works of love. You may be seated.
I'd like to invite those young in body or spirit to join me at the chancel for the time for all ages. All right, my friends. It's great to see you all today. I'm going to lead the time for all ages from up here today, so thanks for being flexible. Can anybody tell me what the G in Jet Pig stands for? You can call it out. Generosity, you got it. Yes, Jet Pig, our acronym that helps us remember our UU values, has a G at the end, which stands for generosity. Generosity is so important in our community because without generosity, nothing would happen, right? We depend on people's generosity with their time, their resources, their energy, their money, in order to have meaningful services, engaging religious education and youth sessions, fun events, coffee hour, a beautiful building and garden, the list goes on and on. So when people are generous, it's important to say what? Call it out. Yeah, thank you, exactly. So today we are kicking off a gratitude wall that will be by the windows, the middle windows in the Palmer room. Gratitude means showing thanks. So there will be a bin with markers, thank you templates, and tape over by the windows. This is for everybody to keep in mind when we head out to coffee hour today. And people can write a note of gratitude and tape it to the wall. So this will be a way for us as a community to celebrate each other's generosity. So let's go ahead and do a couple of them together. Here's what the bin will look like if you're looking for it. So I'm going to start by writing one for Teresa. I am grateful for, oh, thank you, Reverend Jason, appreciate that. I am grateful for Teresa because she does many, many things, but I'm just going to put one on this particular template. I'm going to say because she keeps our garden blooming. Yeah, you can clap for her. I don't know if she's here today. So I'm grateful for Teresa because she keeps our garden blooming. And so when I go out to our gratitude wall being kicked off, I'm just going to tape it up there. And then if you have others to write, you can write or draw. You don't have to write, it can be a picture, but include the person's name and just put it up there. So kids who are gathered here with me right now, is there anyone, it could be an individual person or it could be a committee or a group of people, anyone at 2U that you want to thank? Let's do one more together. Yeah, Alec. That's okay. Go ahead, Charlie.
I want to thank Ellis, who's over there, because they just really are keeping me and my dad's life just really fun.
Okay.
You know, adding a little spice to our life.
Awesome. So I am grateful for Ellis because they add spice in my life.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. And you can sign it if you want to, but you don't have to. All right, this is a really big one. Another big group of people that is really important for us to show gratitude for and to thank is our group of RE lay leaders, our religious education lay leaders. And I am grateful for them because they keep our RE program running. Okay. I have quite a bit more to say about that. So thanks, kids, for getting settled in here. I'm going to ask you guys to stay as long as you're comfortable because I'm going to need your help giving little gifts to our RE lay leaders in a few minutes. But if you're not comfortable on the floor, you can also return to your seats. Okay, So our RE lay leaders make our RE program possible. Almost every week from September through June, we sing the children out after the Time for All Ages, and they head downstairs for their religious education lessons. And each week, several generous and committed teachers join them, while others provide childcare in the Green Caterpillar Room, and still others act as our Whole Lives facilitators for our youth. Throughout this year, our children and youth have engaged with books, stories, structured play, discussions, art, movement, writing, reflection, and in some cases, off-site excursions. They have used these opportunities to learn about Unitarian Universalist values, faith identity formation, and what it means to build a supportive and peaceful community. The teachers leading these lessons have done so with creativity, flexibility, and love. So let's take some time to celebrate them. In gratitude for our religious education program, let us bless our teachers, OWL facilitators, childcare providers, Time for All Ages leaders, and RE committee members, along with our parents and guardians and our children and youth. Today, we recognize the children and youth of this congregation and those involved in their education. The call to be involved in religious education is a high calling, as those who teach, care for, and advise our young people help shape the present and the future of Unitarian Universalism. Let us collectively say the words of celebration and gratitude on the screen. Religious education lay leaders, we celebrate your calling and pledge to support you and others in our communities who are involved in the lives of our children and youth. We give gratitude for your selfless service that affects and changes us all. Parents and guardians, we pledge to support you. Part of our role is to encourage and strengthen you as you care for children, youth, and young adults. Children and youth, we lift up your caring hearts and minds as they develop in our community. We believe in you and care about your education, both here and outside of 2U's walls. Religious education lay leaders, you are an indispensable part of 2U's community. I regularly talk with other UU directors of religious education, and I have to tell you that what we have here at 2U is unique and special. It's not the norm. It's not the norm to have over 40 lay leaders volunteer their time, energy, and resources to programming for children and youth. So we would like to present each of you with a mug that says the words that we use to kick off RE lessons each week. Open mind, listening ears, helping hands, loving heart. And thank you for helping to instill in our young people the importance of acceptance, listening, helpfulness, and love. And we would also like to present you with a jet pig keychain. That's a necessity, exactly right. That's right, a little flying pig on a keychain. Thank you for teaching and modeling our UU jet pig values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. So at this time, I'd like to invite all the people who have served this year as teachers, child care providers, our Whole Lives facilitators, RE committee members, and our Time for All Ages leaders to come forward and receive their gifts. So children, when they come to the chancel, actually, yeah, Ray, if you want to slide over a couple boxes to start with. When they come to the chancel, please give each person a mug with a keychain inside it. Please hold any applause until after I read all of the names. Now, kids, these are ceramic breakable mugs, so I trust you all, but let's just be careful, and we're not going to fight over who passes which one out. We'll just be patient. Each person can grab one, give out one. All right, so when I call your name, come on up. Soraya Agai, Kriyaj Althage, Jill Althage, Courtney Anderson, Marcia Bailey Ashley, Emily Berghoff, Steve Bradley, Alex Champagne, Nina Sheriel, Sue Dunmore, Myra Epping, Karen Fort, Angeline Groves, Emily Heim, Jobson Hudson, Rick Hudson, Teresa Kennedy, Dahlia Korkunian, Alex Kingsley, Rhonda Kineman, Jennifer Kronk, Cindy LaGreca, Lisa Loppinkar, Micah Loppinkar, Brenna Lemieux, Joe McAray, Don McGregor, Julia Mahar, Audrey Martin, David Martin, Paul Murley, Greg Potts, Barry Ray Bridget, Jim Redlick, Andrea Redfern, Sarah Richardson, Susan Richter, Rob Rodemeyer, Sanjiv Sarwate, Matt Siebers, Kevin Smith, Carla Tebby, Ryan Tebby, Jess Vogt, Susan Zeigler. And let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. Not everyone was here to grab theirs, but once everyone has them, we might have a few extras, we'll see. Religious education lay leaders, you are truly a blessing. Thank you for lifting up our community with your service. Children, thank you for joining me on the chancel for a bit of an extended time today and helping to celebrate these leaders in our community. Let's sing the children to their classes.
I really want to emphasize what Brittany said about the uniqueness of 2U's commitment to our children and the ways that adults are in relationship and celebrating the beauty of our children, not just as the future of Unitarian Universalism, but as an essential part of our present. So thank you for your gifts to this congregation and to our faith. So each year, I know that you all make a pledge to support the ministry of this, our congregation. And in addition to this pledge that you make, we take a collection on Sunday morning so that we can share with those who are doing justice work beyond our walls. In a moment, you'll see a phone number on the screen, which you can use to do text to give. And then those of us here in the sanctuary, a plate will be passed around into which you can put your change, your cash, your checks, and we appreciate all of that. And for the month of June, we are sharing our plate with the Greater Chicago Food Depository. And this morning, we have some brief words from Don McGregor.
Good morning. My name is Don McGregor. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a volunteer at the Irving Park Community Food Pantry, which is a member pantry of the Greater Chicago Food Depository, which is this month's plate share. Now, anyone can stand up here and preach about welcoming the stranger and feeding the hungry, but it takes people and organizations like the Greater Chicago Food Depository and its member pantries to make it happen. Since 1979, the Greater Chicago Food Depository has provided food for our neighbors in need in Chicago and in Cook County. It provides foods and neighborhood pantries such as Nourishing Hope over on Sheridan Road, Care for Real on Morse Avenue, Common Pantry in Lincoln Avenue, the Ravenswood Community Services on Hermitage Avenue, and Evanston Core Community Center on Sherman Avenue. Federal changes to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, went into effect in May. That means up to 250,000 neighbors in Illinois are at risk of losing their SNAP benefits due to new work requirements and other eligibility changes. No one should need to worry about putting food on the table while navigating these changes. Food pantries in Chicago and Cook County will face increased demands for food, toiletry, and some of them, like the one I volunteer at, offer pet supplies too. On top of that, grocery prices are forcing low-income people to buy less or skip grocery shopping to pay for other necessities. So your contribution will go a long way to helping your neighbors in need. You can find out more about the depository, such as if you want to volunteer at the depository or find a pantry to volunteer at, by visiting chicagosfoodbank.org. Thank you very much.
Now I invite you to join me in reading our offertory words. This church is a community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm it and enable its participation in the larger world around us. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received.
I invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer or meditation. Let us begin by breathing together. Allow your breath to fill your body. Take up the space that you need. Feel the breath in your nose. Allow it to come out freely from your mouth. Trust your body to keep going, to take care of you, to hold you. And breathe. Allow gratitude to wash over you, feeling thankful for this breath in our lungs, thankful for the beauty of our earth and the strength of this, our beloved community. We hold in our hearts those who care for family in ill health, those who live with grief or chronic pain, those struggling with addiction or illness, seen and unseen. We are with you. For parents and teachers, and all those whose primary spiritual practice is caring for children, we are with you. We pray for our neighbors in prison, for those who are struggling to stay afloat in the midst of poverty. As ICE continues to attack people in our country, we hold our immigrant and refugee family close to our hearts as they flee and seek space in our country. We pray for all those living in harm's way, particularly those navigating gun violence. We pray for our planet and commit to work that will lead us away from the harms of climate chaos. As war and genocide continue, we pray that wisdom, compassion, and empathy guide the leaders of our world. May they and we be instruments of a just and lasting peace. Our lives are truly blessed by those who are encountering the final stages of life. We offer prayers of comfort and care, knowing this journey is far from easy. Into this, our shared silence across space, I invite you to speak aloud the names of any of those you wish to lift up into the loving support of our community. With our deepest compassion, let us hold in our hearts those named and unnamed, those remembered and those forgotten. Let it be so. Amen, and blessed be. During our ritual of lighting candles for joys and concerns, we want to continue to take care of ourselves and one another. Here in the sanctuary, you'll be invited forward in a moment to light a candle, and as you end your time of contemplation and candle lighting, we invite you to use the hand sanitizer that's available. For those of us at the Admiral, I invite you to come forward, take a pebble from one bowl, hold it tightly in your hand, putting your energy into that stone, and then knowing your joys and sorrows to be shared by this community, let it go lightly into the other bowl. And for those of us on Zoom, I invite you to join in by sharing your joys and concerns in our chat window.
When I am angry, you still embrace me. When I am thoughtless, you understand. Will you believe in me? Stand by me willingly. Will you share some of your questions with me? If you will show me acceptance, then I may learn to love as you do. Then I may learn to
When I am troubled, will you listen to me? When I am lonely, will you be my friend? Will you be there for me, comfort me tenderly? Will you share some of your feelings with me? If you will show me commitment, then I may learn to love as you do. Then I may learn to love.
We hold all of these, our shared joys, celebrations, concerns, and sorrows, close to our hearts. Jennifer, would you share our reading, please?
Today's reading is from Beneath the Shadow of the Freeway by Lorna D. Cervantes. 1. Across the street, the freeway, blind worm, wrapping the valley up from Los Altos to Salsipuedas. I watched it from my porch unwinding. Every day at dusk, as Grandma watered geraniums, the shadow of the freeway lengthened. 2. We were a woman family. Grandma, our innocent queen. Mama, the swift knight, fearless warrior. Mama wanted to be princess instead. I know that. Even now she dreams of taffeta and foot-high tiaras. Myself, I could never decide. So I turned to books, these staunch, upright men interpreting letters from the government, notices of dissolved marriages and welfare stipulations. I paid the bills, did light man work, fixed faucets, insured everything against all leaks. 3, before I notice seagulls, they walk in flocks. Cautious across lawns, splayed toes, indecisive beaks. Grandma says seagulls mean storm. In California in the summer, mockingbirds sing all night. Grandma says they are singing for the nesting wives. They don't leave their families borrachando. She likes the ways of birds, respects how they show themselves for toast and a whistle. She believes in myths and birds. She trusts only what she builds with her own hands. 4, she built her house, cocky, disheveled carpentry, after living 25 years with a man who tried to kill her. Grandma, from the hills of Santa Barbara, I would open my eyes to see her stir mush in the morning, her hair in loose braids tucked her close around her head with a yellow scarf. Mama said, it's her own fault, getting screwed by a man for that long. Sure as shit wasn't hard. Soft. She was soft. 5, in the night, I would hear it. Glass bottles shattering in the street. Words cracked, not shrill screams, inside my throat, a cold fear as it entered the house in hard, unsteady steps, stopping at my door. My name, bathrobe slippers, outside at 3 a.m., mist heavy as a breath full of whiskey. Stop it. Go home. Come inside. Mama, if he comes here again, I'll call the police. Inside, a gray kitten, a touchstone purring beneath the quilts Grandma stitched from his suits, the patchwork singing of mockingbirds. 6, you're too soft, always were. You'll get nothing but shit. Baby, don't count on nobody. A mother's wisdom. Soft. I haven't changed, maybe grown more silent, cynical on the outside. Oh, Mama, with what's inside of me, I could wash that all away. I could. But Mama, if you're good to them, they'll be good to you back. Back. The freeway is across the street. It's summer now. Every night I sleep with a gentle man to the hymns of mockingbirds. And in time I plant geraniums, I tie up my hair into loose braids, and I trust only what I have built with my own hands.
Thank you. So I know that you loved hearing Jennifer swear as part of our reading this morning. I have a friend who is a Lutheran pastor. She's from Boston, and she served a congregation in the Pacific Northwest. And in her preaching, some swearing would come up from time to time, cussing here and there, because she is a Bostonian, so it's inevitable. And one day, some of her members after church came up to her and said, "Pastor, do you think you could ask the Holy Spirit to ask you to swear a little less?" Which I appreciate, though, that we bring our full vernacular into a church setting. Nearly every week, I find myself at Collectivo in Andersonville with music loud in my ears, drinking an iced chai made with oat milk, sitting at my laptop writing my sermon. I've run into quite a few of you there. This week, I was preparing for my sermon and had about half of it written when I realized that's not the sermon I'm supposed to write for today. It was not, in fact, the last sermon I needed to give by myself here at 2U. I chose my sermon topic for today long before I realized this would be my last solo sermon. So as you can see on the order of service, the title is Radical Doubt. It is not Brandon's fault that it's the wrong title, mine. There is certainly much to say about doubt. 4 years ago, I preached about doubting Thomas, one of Jesus's disciples, on Easter. You may recall it was the same service where I also talked about how the comic book character Groot is an excellent example of resurrection for Easter. I did do some great reading in preparation for my sermon about doubt. And I learned that researchers are discovering new wisdom about the ways doubt exists in the prefrontal cortex, that space in our brains right behind our foreheads. As I wrote my sermon, though, the doubt I started experiencing encouraged me to trust my second thought. There is a different sermon to be preached this morning. Is it the right decision to make? I can't know exactly. But embracing that unknowing, that doubt, that's really all you need to know about what I might have said. Doubt can be scary. The philosopher Voltaire suggests that doubt is an uncomfortable condition, but certainty is a ridiculous one. In the poem Jennifer read for us this morning, we heard a story of softness, self-determination, grit, trust, faith, and maybe most importantly, learning from those in our lives. So instead of pondering doubt this morning, I want to reflect on love and learning. I've been blessed to partner with this congregation for 7 years. We have collectively answered the call to serve Unitarian Universalism and to engage authentically with this community. We have had countless experiences together, some beautiful, some difficult, all of them helping shape who we are. There is a popular myth, it's not actually scientific, but it tells us that the cells in our body fully regenerate every 7 years. While this might not be factual, many of us rely on stories that help us make sense of change. Are we the same people that we were 7 years ago? I might know all of the dialogue from the movie Bridesmaids. I am a good elder millennial. There is a scene where the characters Annie and Helen are debating whether people change or stay the same. As I consider the question, I recognize that there are certainly core aspects of me that remain constant, Annie's opinion. And over the last 7 years, I've absolutely changed as a person, Helen's opinion. I wonder if and how you might answer those questions. Like our poet, I hope that over these last years, I've become softer. Several years ago, April Neander won the raffle to choose a sermon. I was asked to reflect on some prehistoric creatures, an area of expertise I seem to have. No, not at all. But one of the creatures I learned about was able to survive at the time, not because of a strong and abrasive outer skin, protecting itself from larger carnivores pursuing it for dinner. Instead, the softness of the creature provided it with necessary protection. This prehistoric buddy would crawl into holes and use its thick, fluffy body to create a defensive shield, making it so that predators were unable to get to the meaty body through all that fluff. Softness was its power. Congregational life requires much softness. We're called to love on each other, nurture our faith, create space to build relationships, engage in conflict lovingly, and be oriented towards growth. Softness can be scary at times. We have been taught, much like the poet's mother taught her, to be guarded, to put up walls, to stay tough, to get through a society that thrives on oppression. Church also might not always be the safest place to be soft. Our congregations are made up of human beings, and inevitably, we hurt each other sometimes. Being soft can be a kind of vulnerability that sparks fear. I understand that. I think we can all understand that. I do, though, believe that softness is worth it. As a covenantal religion, we are constantly called to return to relationship, to remember the promises we've made to one another. And so I want to keep trying on softness. I wonder if more softness makes it a little easier to practice loving one another and opening ourselves up to be loved. Maybe the softness creates more access to our hearts. Scary. And doing scary things is worth it. I'm curious if you, like me, have ever found yourself believing something about yourself that ends up not being quite as true as you might have thought. I was raised by therapists. I was raised Unitarian Universalist. I've been in abolitionist circles for decades. All of these spaces have a passion for good communication. Growing up, when asked how I was doing, the word fine was banned from our household. It was a rule that was particularly meaningful to me as a disgruntled teenager. I was encouraged to communicate what was really going on. As a Unitarian Universalist young person, I was taught how to communicate with youth and adults as we planned national conferences, organized trainings, and created dynamic worship experiences. Constant and clear communication was essential. When dreaming of a world free from police and prisons, communication becomes even more essential than before. What makes us feel safe authentically? How do we address harm? What does it look like to do community listening circles where we truly hear one another and bring justice into our communities? Communication requires regular practice. I've long considered myself an excellent communicator. And so one of the things that I've learned here is that, yes, it's reasonable for me to think I'm a good communicator, and yet, wow, not as great as I thought. There has been a lot of learning, and there's still more learning to do. I've had numerous sit-down conversations and email discussions with beloved members of this congregation that started with me saying, I'm sorry, I messed up. I know there are also conversations that have not happened and hurt that still exist because my communication was not exactly what you needed. While I might not always agree that I made an error in my behavior, I know that how I communicated was insufficient or not as loving as it could have been. Whether it was planning a trip, making decisions about staffing, addressing challenges at church, planning worship, or any number of other things, I've learned so much about the ways that I can and need to communicate better as I move forward. And I will, no doubt, make mistakes again. And I feel blessed to be part of a religious tradition that invites us to put aside shame, embrace grace, and try again. Repair is a process. Moving on is a journey. It's frustrating that we often learn at the expense of other people. I wonder if you can think of times that's happened in your life. What have you learned after realizing that you hurt somebody? As a minister, one of my responsibilities is to show and live into a commitment to love. I've learned so much about love these last 7 years. One of my favorite authors, Bell Hooks, who I've quoted many times from this pulpit, she lifts up a vision about love that she paraphrases from M. Scott Peck. Love, she writes, is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Love is as love does. Love is an act of will, both an intention and an action. Will also implies choice. We do not have to love. We choose to love. When I was ordained to the ministry in 2010, part of what I did was make a choice to love. This love doesn't mean perfect connections. This love does not always mean getting love. This love means that I am making the choice to join you as we seek to extend ourselves to one another, reaching for healing and growth. In my experience, you are making the choice to love as well. Our dominant culture often teaches us to treat one another as disposable. Unitarian Universalism teaches us something radically different. Our faith teaches us that each one of us is born with original blessing, entitled to love, and inherently worthy. Part of what we are doing at church is practicing love because it can be hard to do sometimes. We say that we keep love at the center of our faith, and I know I don't always succeed at this, and yet I trust that we are all trying. How do you center love in your life? What does it look like? One of the things I've learned is that loving you is easy. Loving you comes naturally. You are fully worthy of love. Not getting along does not mitigate love. This isn't a paternalistic love or a romantic love. The love we share is rooted in a commitment to honor that we recognize the divine within one another. Poet Sarah Elkamal writes, "We Palestinians love what we love a little more than we should." There is so much we as Unitarian Universalists can learn from that piece of her poem. Can the same be true of us, Palestinian or not? I wonder whose version of should the poet is referencing here. We're told at times that we shouldn't love too fiercely. We shouldn't love too hard. That love is sentimental and powerless, and love can be fleeting and losing it too scary. What if we rejected all of that? What if we loved with beautiful ferocity? What if we loved one another hard? What if we channeled Celine Dion and embraced the power of love? Maybe we can all love a little more than we should. It might be worth it. My spiritual director used to tell me regularly, we can do hard things. I constantly need to relearn this. When did you last encounter something in your life and think to yourself, this is just too hard? And to be honest, at times, the answer is indeed that this is too hard. No can do. And yet we can. We can indeed do hard things. We are living in a world of rising fascism. Resisting this violence is incredibly hard. Knowing what to do at any given time, it's hard. Listening to what is happening is hard. There are times when we simply are trying to make ends meet, and it is hard. Getting together the funds for rent, medications, and food is hard. Other times, parenting feels hard. Things just aren't sustainable. Going to work for yet another 40-hour work week can be an overwhelming challenge. Choosing not to use substances for another 24 hours might feel impossible, and yet we can do hard things. And we can choose to do hard things over and over again. There have been moments the last few years when I didn't believe my spiritual director. I wasn't so sure that, in fact, it was possible to do all of these hard things. Unitarian Universalism, partnering with this congregation, striving to live into our shared vision, this, for me, makes doing hard things more possible. It can be painful to learn that we can do hard things. They may not always come without a cost. And Unitarian Universalism is a life-saving faith. We create trans-affirming spaces even as trans people are under attack. We provide space in our building for a guest fleeing state violence. We offer a religious community that holds those with spiritual trauma from other traditions. We work to build connections with one another, cultivating a knowing that we are truly in this together. I keep learning that we can do hard things because this faith sustains me as I do them. And you too, beloveds, can do hard things. I'm grateful that we still have 3 weeks together. I am so proud of the ministry we've done together, and I hope you are as well. And I want to close this sermon with a prayer attributed to Indigenous Hawaiian traditions that feel most appropriate for ending my sermon today. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. Let it be so. And amen. Please rise in body and or spirit and join your voices together in singing hymn 1017, Building a New Way. Come to the close of our service, Jennifer will extinguish our chalice, even as we keep the light of our faith alive within us. I invite you to rest your hands upon your heart or clasp hands with those you're sharing your life with. And hear these words from Birch Q. Take this as an invitation to imagine how wide this world can be, to face the closing doors before us and move towards the opening windows in our lives. Take this as an invitation to remember a critical truth that none of us have it all figured out, that we help one another grow and change. Take this as an invitation to cross thresholds of challenge, not on your own, not for ourselves alone, but side by side, spirits rising and expanding together. Go in peace, beloveds.